Not certain if this is a 12 or a 13. This is a really famous bike. This is a bike that Baldwin Jones collided with and his buddy L.S. Taylor died on. It still has the Emblem sweater. Here's the little sign that tells about the story. I'll read it to you. Lee Taylor dies in fatal crash, July 4th, 1916, Hamilton, Ohio. Collides with Baldwin Jones, factory flying Merkle rider. The following is an account of the incident told by Baldwin Jones. When the 25-mile event came up, the track was very, very dusty. I'd gotten a bad start, and Lee Taylor had gone into the turn ahead of me very fast. I thought that Lee must have fallen, but halfway around the turn, he slid out of the dust right in front of me. It's impossible to miss him, and we collided. His leg was amputated the next day. Lee died about a week later. Everyone was shocked, especially me, as we've been friends for a very long time. Chap, you want to say a couple words on this video about your emblem?
No.
Well, how did you find it?
Well, that's... Oh, 7 years ago, a guy called me, had it, told me about it. We went and got it.
Wow.
Out of Ohio. And Dave did all the putting it together.
Nice.
It wasn't running, was missing a lot of parts. A lot of it was trash, and to start it in the condition it was in, would have probably broken the motor, broken the cases. The rods were so loose that probably had about 20 thousandths, 30 thousandths slop at the bottom of the rods. Then there's no parts. Everything had to be made. It's not very odd. Emblem used a very sophisticated ball bearing race system in the bottom of the rods, really big.
Wow.
So all those had to be made, and then the pinion shafts, sprocket shaft, crank pins were just toast. And then all had to be made. And to make the sprocket shaft, you had to make the tooling to do the sprocket shaft. And it took a while. The mag was the hardest thing. The mag took 2 years to try to find a mag. We just gave up and said we'll put a Bosch mag. I stuck one on there and it doesn't fit. It hits the cylinder fin, so you can't put a Bosch mag.
Nope.
And then we were going to make a base plate for it, and then the magneto guy said, well, you can't really do that because it disrupts the magnetic field in a magneto and it's not going to work right. It's made a certain way and a certain height away. I don't know that. So Dick and I looked for 2 years, and finally...
I haven't even seen it for 2 years. I just saw it yesterday.
Wow.
It's a Hers mag, and then Mark's Magneto bought out a mag shop. Dick had an extra mag, the bike came with the mag, and then Mark had parts, so it took 2 friggin' years, and then we had to figure it out. Then it has a dual spark. It sparks twice.
Really?
The cams have little, has a wheel in there that rolls on the cam instead of a pad, and then the center cam dips down, so when those points open, it fires, dips down, it closes the points, then it comes off the cam, it fires again. So it actually fires twice, which is odd. I've never worked on a Hers mag. I mean, I know how they work, but and then to try to time it was...
Well, you gotta run it, you gotta work
it was a pain in the butt.
Figure it out.
Wow.
It took a while.
You gotta run it.
Emblems are real
we'll run it here
machine.
in a couple seconds. The missing parts, a few pieces here and there, everything had to be made. Every nut and bolt has an emblem thread, I guess, and they do that like Ford would do that, so you have to buy their nuts and bolts. Ford even had a certain size wrench you had to buy. So there's not one screw that goes in that bike. Nothing. It was missing a gas cap, and I had to make one to copy the back thread for the front one, and everything was missing. The valve that goes down through the tank was all taken out, and none of the threads. You had to get in there and monkey with the threads. You couldn't even measure the threads inside. And you kept cutting, and you did 10 of them to finally got one to screw in. It's just such an oddball size.
Weird.
Want to hear it run?
Yeah. What's it got? Atmospheric intakes?
It had, 12s had was the last year for atmospherics.
So fire this beast up. You and I and everybody else will probably never hear another one of these Emblem racers run again. Wow. You have no idea how rare this sort of thing is. Even when they were made, they didn't make very many. This is now, 100 years later. I'm so impressed that he got it with the original history and sweater, and just incredible find.
There you go. Get the fire.
I'm a licensed.
They have the technique.
Well, I fired yesterday at the house.
Yeah. Let me call you right back for buying my emblem up. I won't be able to hear you. I'll call you right back. Yep, what do you think?
He's being temperamental today.
Yes, indeed.
Get that order.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, forgot to turn the gas on.
Always helps.
That's because you're all standing here.
You're on candid camera. Come on, beastie.
Baby?
That's impressive. Freaking wild,
102
man.
years old.
Man.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
102 years old.
Freaking wild.